Hi everyone, welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. I am Bonnie Krebs, creator of Watercolor the Art Impressions Way. And this week we are going to start working our way through our 2017 new watercolor release. So there are a lot of new sets. They are now available on our website. So you can go to artimpressions.com and check those out. I will be working my way through all of those sets. We're going to take our time and we're going to go through a new one each week. And I want to make sure that you understand how they all work and how they all come together. So we're going to start out this week with the new set of containers. So this is one of the new sets. It's called the Rustic set, and it has these really cool wood, sort of old-fashioned containers. The boot, the tree, little hollow tree, a wood crate, and a wood basket. So we're going to work our way through those. This little project here is using the little hollow log. So we're going to use that one. In addition, we're going to use these little characters. So this is one of the little animal sets, the little bunnies. So we're going to use this little guy here that's peeking out. And then a new flower and foliage set. So these are two brand new ones. This took me a while because, like the other flowers and foliage, I want to make sure that you really need these. And I really think you're going to love these two new sets. It's been a long time since I came out with a new flower set and foliage set. I've used the same two for quite a few years now, and so I felt like it was time to come out with a new one. So I'm really happy with these. I think you're going to love them, and we're going to work our way through all of these. Okay, so let's get started on this new little project. So it's a little bunny set. We're going to use all new. So all new images from the flowers and foliage set, except for one little thing, and that would be the tiny flowers from the foliage set. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start out with a basic image, and that would be this little hollow log. And we're going to ink that with the sepia. This is the coolest little stamp. I just love it. And I love it because it's really easy to use. It doesn't take much at all. And it's really finished just when you pull the color out of the lines. So just take your brush and just kind of follow all these lines. Just drag it out. You'll see a lot of green in here when you're pulling this color out. Sepia has a lot of green in it, and that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to look. It kind of looks like the outdoors, sort of a mossy color, and that's what makes it different from brown, like chocolate brown. Okay, that's about all we have to do on that. So let's go on to our little bunny. And I've got this little guy who's going to be peeking out of this log. This will fit in a lot of different things. So there's lots of containers that this little guy will fit in. He can fit just about anywhere, over the top of grass, or over the top of a hill. Just use your imagination with this one. So we're going to use the positioner and make sure that we get him in the right place. And I'm going to ink this with the number 40. So this is sort of like sepia, only it's just a lighter color. So I want to keep him really light. We're going to add some color to him, but not a lot. So I want to keep him really light. So I'm going to stamp this in the corner now. And then we'll be able to see exactly where he's going. So we can fit him in here just like this. At our positioner back. And we know that he is going to be in the right spot. No guessing. So ink that up again. And we're just going to stamp him in the corner like this. And there we go. One step you should always do when you're doing these little critters is make sure that you darken the eye. That's a really important thing to do. And you can see how that just pops him out, just like that. So we're going to dip our brush now, and we're going to pull the color out of the lines. It's going to be really light. And always remember, when you're doing these little characters, you want this area where the eyes are, where the face is, you want that to be really light. And I always like to leave the little chest area white as well. So always go light. You can always add more color to it, but better to keep it light. And always around this eye area, keep that light. Okay, we'll come back to him and add some more color to him later, but let's move on from here. Okay, so we're going to ink that tiny grass now, and I'm just using the olive green. So this is our little grass that's just used in everything. And it's going to be used in this as well. and just kind of walk it along. You can kind of grow it in between these little cracks in the trunk here. So just like that, fits right in there. And then pull that color up and out, up and out. Use that brush stroke on the tiny grass. Okay, got that about done. You can see this is starting to come together now. So let's take the little vine. So this is a new little vine that's in the foliage set. The one that we've used forever has a bend in it. And this one now is straight. So you can use your other foliage. If you don't have the new set, you can use your other foliage. I felt like it was time to make a straight one because I'm always telling you just use 2/3 of it or just use half of it. So now we have one that's straight. Okay, so we're going to use that. And we're just going to ink it with that olive green again. And we can just kind of put this wherever. Remember, you're going to stamp this a bunch of times. So ink once and stamp a bunch. And you can put as much of this in as you want. And it works the same way. So we're just going to add our water to it. Just dab. So just touch it. Just like that. Okay, so let's put our flowers in the background. This is one of my new favorites now from the flower set. It's a little cluster of flowers, and I just love it. It just works so well. It's this little guy right here, and we're just going to ink it in 2 colors. So I'm using the number 8 violet, and I'm getting the whole top of it. So you can see there's some little stems in here, but just get that all colored. It's okay. Just color that all with the purple or the bloom color, and then get this bottom part down here with the green. And you only need to stamp this a couple of times. So just like 1, 2, and that's good. And let's do it again. My goal is always to make things simple. And so when I do these little images, I'm always thinking about how to keep it simple, how to make it so that it's easy to do. And I really love that these little guys are easy. So you're just touching it. You can blend it as much as you want. You can add more color on here if you want to make it a little more abstract. But if you like that white area and you want to see more definition in your little blooms, just dab and just do a little bit. Clean your brush off a little now and then do the green. Okay, so we've got our little flowers in the background here. So let's add the long stem. So this one right here, this is also in the new flower set. So this little guy right here. So we've used 2 of them now. We've used this one, and now we're going to use this one. And let's color it with a bright color. So this is the number 55 Iris Purple, but it's really more of a fuchsia color. And this has a really long stem, but you can use as much of it as you want. And just like the other long stems, you're going to stamp it a bunch of times. Super cute. I love this little guy. I love these little simple watercolors. They're so cute. They're so easy to do. Fast and easy. Okay, just like that. Add some water to it. Just touch it. You can see that really saturates the color, just pops that pink out. And if you have some areas here that you need to kind of fill in, just add a little more foliage back in here. You can always fill in those areas that you need to. Okay, let's add some color now to our little bunny. And we're going to do that from the palette. And I'm going to use the number 6 brown. And you want to start really, really light with this, really light. Just use the tip of your brush and just very dry. I pinch off my brush all the time. So just start with the area that's going to be the darkest back in here. And this color is going to gradually get darker. So this is a layering. This is a layering technique. You're going to do a little bit at a time and gradually add more and more color to him until he's as dark as you want him to be. See this area around the eyes? Make sure you really keep that light. And then come back in again and do the same thing. Just pull a little bit more color out. Always drag from the darkest area. Apply the color to the darkest areas and then kind of drag it over to where it's lighter. So you kind of let that color just kind of feather out. And just keep going. You can make him as dark as you want him to be. You can see how that little chest, leaving that white, makes him really cute. And see how his little face lights up because it's white. So we don't have too much color. If you add too much color, especially by the eyes, you're gonna dull your character. It's just always better to leave this area white. Okay, so let's add a little color in for the sky, and we can do that with any blue. Let's pick, this is number 29 Prussian blue. We've got a lot of warm colors here, so let's add some warm blue to the sky. Just a little bit. And just kind of brush this in. You can do as much of this as you want to. Okay, that looks pretty good. If you want to, you can add a little of this brown to your little stump. Kind of fun to do. Up to you. And this will just, the color will just build with this too. The more that you add, the more layers, the darker it's going to get. Okay, that looks pretty good. One thing left to do, and that is to sign and date. And our little bunny picture is finished. And next week we will go on and work our way through more of the brand new releases. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.